Hello everybody, it is Saturday, and you know what Saturday means? It's the first video of the day on Saturday, which is The Grind Show, a Saturday show keeping you in the know of things, various different things that are happening in the following week in Marvel Contest of Champions. From champions going into the basic crystal, from new content that is important to go out, and as well, we do our grind tips of the week right at the end. So yeah, hit the like button, subscribe and all that stuff. And yes, do you like the t-shirt? It's great. This show would not be possible without the help of Dan of Frontline MCOC, who puts together the MCOC calendar, a weekly, monthly and yearly updated calendar that gives you all the information of stuff that's coming into the contest, guides and information, crystal tracking, you name it. If you want information about and guides to things like variants, as well as just anything and everything, make sure to check out his page, which is frontlinemcc.home.blog. Links are in the description down below, and you can catch me and Dan doing a podcast once a week on a Sunday called the Contest Round Podcast. Oh, and you can also find Dan under the handle at Frontline MCOC. You know, get him up to 4,000 followers. Let's push him to 4,000 followers, please. Now let's kick off as we normally do with a Saturday. Again, you might find it kind of weird that we kick off with a Saturday. Well, it's just in case anything decides to end on a Saturday, like we've had in the time, like Mojo stores ended. Lots of different things end on a Saturday, or start occasionally on a Saturday. We had some solo events. But yeah, on Saturday, not a huge amount going on. It's AQ Enlistment, which is very important for, obviously, for alliances and officers to prepare for what they're doing. The only other thing that's on for the day is that there's going to be a class catalyst arena. You know, the one that's just the class, the other one. It's not that one. It's the one that I don't know why Kabam still run, but people do be wanting those tier 4 class catalyst crystals, so sort of yay. The next day is Sunday. Yes, Sunday is a day where there's not much going on, but there is plenty to kind of like get prepared for, because we've got limited time before the end of the month. But you can go check out Alliance Quest, because that'll be on a Sunday. It's always a fun thing when you know it starts the weekend. It's not too bad. I do like the fact if they could put it on a weekly basis that goes Monday to Friday and ends, or Sunday to Thursday and ends. That would be nice, but that will never be the case. Get ready to partay a little bit, because Monday kicks off some stuff but also ends some stuff at the same time. Battlegrounds beta will end on Monday after its first test. Don't worry, a second test will come back, hopefully a little bit more spicy and better than before, especially when it comes to connection issues, and hopefully a lot more questions are indeed answered. But there are some other things going on. There's going to be round 2 of the Archangel and... who is it? Who's the other? Who's in the arena? I've done a prediction for this one. Oh, it's going to be Captain Britain. Why did that take me so long to figure that out? Because it's a new feature. Any case, that's the round 2 will be going on Monday. That's important. But also we will have a reset of the Black Ice Market for those that indeed buy the Summoner Sigil. I'm not spending in game. Haven't spent since the 26th of December. More on that in a video project towards the July 4th, I want to say, or maybe May. I'm deciding when I want to do that. But the only other things that are happening on Monday is there's going to be an Alliance War that's on, especially as we come into the business end of Alliance Wars and indeed the season, which has, well, it's under 2 weeks now until that ends. Fingers crossed nothing goes wrong with it. This might be a record-breaking season where something doesn't go wrong. Yes, I know, I'm pretty darn excited. I'm proud of Kabam. They did an Alliance War season so far. Speak too soon. That hasn't failed miserably, or any kind of issues have happened to interrupt the integrity of fairness and grind. Now on Tuesday, the British Day of Chewing, Knull is going into the basic crystal. Very important, because I know some people are interested, especially from the dual class crystal perspective. I know that's going to be quite good, and also for those selector crystals, which let's face it, when we get to Act 6 territory and the selector side of things, hopefully it's going to be very, very spicy from a choice perspective, because I know some people are interested in Knull and don't want to go down the featured route in order to get the champion. So what else is on for Tuesday? Well, we're going to have the Tier 1 Alpha Arena return back, and the only other thing that's going to be on is Incursion Milestone resets. Yes, not the top zone, just the milestone rewards. Now, Wednesday do be a busy day. Why is Wednesday a busy day? Well, Act 7.4 is dropping. I am going to be making more of an effort to 100% each quest and do guides on them as I go, and indeed do like little kind of like boss guides for them, and be a bit more kind of proactive with the new content that is indeed released, especially because you can see, like, by the time this video is released, I've probably done a few more runs of 7.3.6, as I've made more of an effort in the last month to blitz through and catch up. And that's the one thing I wanted to do, because I feel that Act 7 is going to be my best opportunity to get a rank 4 6-star, and at least have an opportunity to kind of give myself a better platform to achieve my targets. My target was to within 2022 get a rank 4 6-star, and in particular because a lot of the time I've gone and done this from a non-spending perspective, it's been a bit of a cool experience. But in any case, enough about me, enough about my future plans and video structure for something going forward. The only other thing that's happening on Wednesday, apart from Act 7.4, dropping at about, I want to say 9 AM PST. For me, it feels like that because today information went out about 7.4 and it dropped at 9 AM PST as opposed to 10 AM PST. And that's because daylight savings time in the UK hasn't properly ticked in. I don't know if that's the same for everyone else. Don't know. But yeah, the only other thing that's happening on Wednesday is we're getting a new disc open, a new disc for everybody when it comes to the side quest, which I'm up to date with at the moment, at the point of recording this video. On to Thursday now, and we don't know what the feature's going to be, but we do know what the basic is going to be, and it's going to be Nimrod. I know a lot of people are interested in grinding out Nimrod, and quite coincidentally, and I've put this out on Friday's news, but I will mention it. If you haven't seen already, Berserk Revenant, and it's weird how this stuff ties in together. He has done a Nimrod sculpture. There is a video which you can check out on his channel, which he is actually giving away. I've got to remember to retweet that. I will be mentioning this in Marvel Contest of Champions' new show, I think the Friday show, but he's giving away that to people, and it's like, it's so cool. Like, I'm very fortunate to own a Domino, and I've got to actually get in contact with him because I want to commission something in the future, especially when I look to move to the new house. I want something else. But yeah, like, it's fantastic work that Berserk Revenant does. We're always a massive fan of his work on the channel, and the great thing about this is hand sculpted. It's like, it's not a case like, okay, well, you can get on a computer and change little things and stuff. It's like, you make the sculpt, you make it perfect, and yeah, it's just like, you've got to understand how much level of kind of credit someone who uses the medium of sculpting, because it's all. And if you look at like what he was sculpting right at the very beginning of when he started to where he is now, I tell you what, it is just evolution at its finest. It's somebody's talent elevating itself each time. I can't give as much. I can't stop giving like loads of credit. So yeah, shout out to Berserk Revenant. We move on. I've diversed a little bit, but I need to get back to the information that's what's dropping in next week. And next Friday, AQ will end. So Friday, if you're planning stuff around it, AQ ends on Friday night, which is great because then you can just have a few kind of tinnies and have a good kind of like laugh and a joke, tease and all that stuff. Tier 4 basic arena is the only thing that's on next Friday, so something to bear in mind if you're interested in those things. And the question may be, well, what are my grind tips of the week? And I think it just goes back to what I've been talking about for a little while, is preparation of content and having targets and trying to achieve them. Something that I say all the time. As I said, you know, I've got my own targets, my own goals, and I know like how to balance that in, especially balancing between my part-time work for a game studio and what I do on this channel when it comes to YouTube content creation, and also what I need to achieve in game. And also implementing how to be a free-to-play player, gathering resource when sometimes things go wrong. So I'm going to go into like detail. Like at the moment, I'm looking to acquire a lot more revives, and I did find that when I did the fight, the 7.3.6 fight for the first time, I didn't do very well. Okay, I've watched some like video on it, and people can say, "Oh, just watch some other people's content." Is that's not the case? What you need to do when you do something for the first time, and in particular boss battles, you need to gain muscle memory. Muscle memory is basically, or to a degree, muscle memory. Muscle memory is very different in different sports and disciplines and things like that. But what I'm talking about is repetitive knowledge and dexterity with finger movement. So it's like saying, okay, going into a fight and going, okay, I know what I'm doing. I can then make sure to have the right champion to get the job done. And in particular, when I was doing 7.3.6, which this isn't the quest of, by the way, and I will get back to why I'm in it in a minute. When I was in 7.3.6, one of the big things was having the right champion for the right job. One of the biggest problems was getting power quickly. So power game building champions was something to kind of like, again, put in the brain, work quite well. Hyperion was the option. Second option was Doctor Doom, based on rotations and aggression and things like that. Other champions may be other options that I do want to try down the line, but I do want to experiment each time I go in. But I did find Hyperion was a better option because he built power, and if you know the fight was 7.3.6, you have to gain power, you have to throw specials, or you have to keep the specials up, don't get hit into the block, and also don't get hit by the special attack. And once that muscle memory of that kind of swipe, and then swipe, which is swiping away on the SP1 of Kang, you get that muscle memory. Again, just kind of like, I'm not really showcasing any kind of footage at this time, but what I'm talking about is the idea of understanding muscle memory when fighting against bosses, which I know it's not technically muscle memory, but the idea of kind of like repetition and knowledge in there with movement of fingers is important as well. Because it's very different. Watching a video, it's very different to like you playing about with it. And if you get the hang of it from kind of like, I don't know, that. I'm very different though when it comes to like shooting games. I'm a lot better at shooting games than I am when it comes to like the kind of the movements on my iPad. Although inputs are generally terrible with MCOC. But the other point I'm getting to, which I guess is part one of this, was understanding muscle memory and understanding repetition of fights and boss fights and stuff, and kind of getting the hang of things when you haven't had any preparation, because I didn't play any beta of it. I just kind of like went straight into it. The other side of things is collecting resource. So one thing that I have been doing is collecting revives and health potions. Some of the things I haven't gone in through from my compensation. I'm trying to best I can not touch the compensation I got from Realm of Champions, which was a lot of these level 2 team revives. So I'm trying to keep as much as I possibly can for doing 7.4. However, though, I am looking to kind of get myself more level 1 revives, because they've been so valuable to kind of like get stuff done. As a lot of you know, I'm a big advocate of doing a 22-hour event, and do look to put my grinder rotation around things like hero use, event cost completion, level up, and arena wins. Event quest completion is very difficult because a lot of my energy spend will go to other things. This is one of the other reasons I'm not too interested with Battlegrounds at the moment. But getting revives and health potions just basically for me is repeating down some old content, which you can see on the lane right here in 3.2.6. There's a lovely little revive right there. So I'm trying to kind of use the best methods possible to picking them up. Repeating old content, doing 22-hour events, and what I'm finding is that's allowing me to not touch my unit stash right here, as a lot of you know, I'm non-spending at the moment, so I have to kind of make sure that I'm finding best ways. I know there's been some requests about doing some videos from comments about my transition from going from a spending player to non-spending, because, you know, I've explained that. So I'm nearly 3 months non-spending, and how I plan to continue that on. When's the breaking point? How have I accumulated more units as a result? That's going to be something, say, for another day. But this video has gone on long enough. Hope you enjoyed and understood those grind tips of the weeks and processes. And check out some other content which will be located on screen right now. And have a lovely weekend. One more video to be posted today, which is a banger, by the way. Lots of effort went into that one. It's going to be a banger. And I'll see you for some fresh content next week. Cheers, everybody. Bye-bye.